Just keep me honest.
Who are you reading?
I did not do anything. I think so. I remember the first time. Okay. Sure. Somehow it must have said. About behind the tree, somebody goes. Yeah. All of a sudden, that was my bit. I guess I don't say I don't. I do. Yes. Everything was like the way it's out there for. Did not. All right, starting to.
When I was 60.
They are.
I needed three
You share a personal. I'm trying to make a piece. Let's tell them.
You don't. We don't want them. It says it's 12.
Yeah. To be honest. You know, like, okay, I guess I like to know this is not right. This is not six. Six feet. That's terrible. It's about notice is not different. You have to.
You're always what it comes to like Dave, it was like I think it's about a couple of things. So I changed.
Well, that's your, yeah, there's a solution. There's to some extent that it should be. Well,
Right.
I do agree. You know.
I've never done one, and I.
So. Word, you know what I mean? But you know, I've gotten a little better. It goes on. Recently, very.
Hey, you see, Jane, I've been in the secretary, that was year.
You do well.
Lady was the.
Yeah.
the 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just got under pressure. They just been doing the hands at 42. Yeah. Two types of.
Good evening, everybody. Deputy Supervisor Steve Danella, sitting in for Supervisor Dandanto. Supervisor Dandanto sends his regrets that he's unable to attend tonight's meeting. Will you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. First thing on the agenda tonight will be warrants. Madam Clerk, please read the warrant.
You have a utility, you have a utility warrant this evening, and the total is $12,908.68. I have a motion.
You have a motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Saliva. All in favor?
Aye. Quick discussion. Still haven't gotten any bills from your.
I thought I heard you approve one last time, right?
Yeah, but as it's April, it's,
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, there's clearly a lot missing.
I'll bring it back to the firm. Like I said, I don't.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know,
Big
I
firm
know.
and the billing, I think, comes out of Long Island, but I'll raise it to them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
So this evening we have a budget presentation from the Milltown School District. Please come up and present.
Good evening, Town of Wallkill. Thank you so much for providing us this opportunity to share space with you and the community watching so that we can share information about the enlarged city school district Middletown's budget presentation for the 26-27 school year. So with me this evening, I have my Assistant Superintendent for Business and Operations, Dr. Norval Connell, and I have two Board of Trustees with me this evening, Mr. John Perino and Mr. Ed Estrada. So I want to thank everybody for, again, for giving us this time this evening.
Do we have a slide?
Slideshows.
No, I didn't get any speech. She just says.
Okay, well, you have the presentations in front of you, and the presentation at large is available for the community off of our district website. Lots of information on that website. The community will also receive a budget booklet that will have all the information that we're talking about this evening. And if there are any questions about the budget or anybody wants any more detailed information, line item, accounting, you can reach out to budget@ecsdm.org. Again, all of that information is available on our website. So what I'm going to do this evening then is turn it right over to Dr. Connell, who's going to dig right into the heart of our budget, which will be our tax levy increase percent and the year-over-year increases. Dr. Connell?
Would you want to try and email that to one of us and we could try and get it up there if you have it like digitally? You could do that quick. If you want to. It would make it easier.
It was emailed.
Yeah, we did send it.
Can you bring up the website, Amy? Take a few minutes.
What about the guys at the school? Say that?
Did you send it to the whole town board's email?
She just sent this. Okay.
While they're working on that, we can,
We can
just,
definitely talk about.
yeah,
it.
we can just talk through, I think with the biggest component that's important for.
Thank you for your patience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Listen, we want your budget to pass, so let everybody at home know what's up. You know?
thank you so much. We agree too.
Right, so in the meantime,
Yeah, so we'll just then, while they're taking a minute to pull the slides up, which we greatly appreciate, and we're sorry about the inconvenience there with that, is, each time that we sit down to develop the budget, there are a variety of components that are considered, and it takes into account feedback from all of the agencies that we service across the town of Wallkill and the city of Middletown. That includes all of our community partners, local organizations, parent groups, our collective bargaining agreement, collective bargaining units, all of that feedback about where we've hit the mark in the previous years and where we have room to grow, provides us with the baseline of what we utilize to develop programs and expenditures for the coming year, all grounded in the mission of the Board of Enlarged School District of Middletown, which is the hallmark of the work that we do, as well as the superintendent's goals, which are set out for the community to provide input on as well. So when you start talking about the numbers aren't just the numbers that work, they're numbers that still enable us to provide quality, high quality programming to both the town of Wallkill and the city of Middletown. Numbers.
good evening, members of council. Thank you so much. The opportunity that our school board has given us is that we need to continue enriching our programs. But at the same time, we have to protect our taxpayers. And that's where I want to just get into the numbers. So, right, 72.8% of our expenditure is actually dedicated to developing and continuing the progress that we're having in our programs. So that's a very important number that I want you to make note of. In terms of our big areas, in terms of administrative and programs, we have on capital, and it's an average of 2.5% increase. And that's just to really keep everything functioning in an effective manner. However, the number that I want to share with you is that we were able in these economic times to make sure that to continue all the work that we're doing, to keep our total expenditure at $283 million, which is only a 2.65% increase. What does that mean for us? It means that based on the state revenue that we're getting, we've just one thing I want to point out is that our foundation aid is usually 2% increase. This year it was a 1% increase. Now, the school board has made a lot of really smart decisions in the past, and one of those decisions is now on this and the slide is that we've tried to put a little aside in terms of our savings account. And because of that, we're able to offset some of the revenue, some of the expenses to make sure that we're keeping our taxes low enough below that 2% cap. So if you notice, we're using 1.2% is where you consider our fund balances, and that's what we're using to actually help to keep our taxes low. And if we continue on, you will see our year-over-year revenue. If you notice, on 26-27, our state aid is still just a smaller percentage than it was in 25-26. Same thing with local taxes. And we're using unappropriated funds, which we did not use last year. But the board has allowed us to make that decision in order to protect our taxpayers. Now, this is the slide that we want to get to. And here you'll see our total revenue, $283 million, 2.65% increase. And if we go to the next slide, you will see that allow us to be able to go out and for with a tax levy of just $76 million, which is a 1.99% increase. Now, let's put this in the context of things in terms of how much were we allowed to go out by the state comptroller and by the law. If we go to the next slide, you will see we were actually allowed to go out for additional 4.87%, which is $3.6 million. However, I'm happy that we have a board that is who has a desire to make sure that our community is getting the best bang for their buck. But at the same time, we're not overtaxing them. And that's so they've maintained, and because of that, we're using some of the wise decision that was made in the past to keep our tax levy at a 1.99%. So this is the message that we want the community to know. We have a budget of $283 million to maintain the high level of academic programming and experiences that our young people are having. And that's a budget increase of 7.3 million. But at the same time, that's just a 2.65% increase. However, in order to pay for this, our tax levy is only going up by 1.4 million, a 1.99%, way below our tax cap and way below which we're allowed to actually tax. So that is something that we're happy about because we have met the mandate of our school board. And if you go on to the next slide, I just want to share that this Super Tuesday is a big deal. We cannot tell people how to vote, but we're looking forward that our community will come out and support, so then come out to vote. You have the right to vote. We just can't tell you how to do that. If you vote, and if we have 50% plus one, then we have a positive vote and we'll be able to continue with the budget and the programs that we're offering. If not, then we'll have a tougher year in terms of we will not be able to offer the same programs, and those that we'll have to rely on a contingent budget going forward. However, our advocacy doesn't end here. If we go back to that one, our advocacy doesn't end here. We're lucky to have school board members in the room, right, in Albany, advocating for us with the same message that Mr. Screen and myself sent off, advocating for us that 1% is not enough to be able to do all the things that we dream of doing, and so forth. So the advocacy continue. We know that the state has not yet passed its budget, so we're still hoping that at some future date we will hear that there's actually an amendment that changed to 2%. But not only that, that we'll be able to get supports for our English language learning population. That we'll get some support in the budget for our unfunded mandates and for our homeless students. And those are important things that's passionate for us as a school district, and our school board supports that 100%. Now, just want to end with this. May 19th is a big day for us. We're hoping that all the things that we dream of, all the things that we've worked so hard to put together, is to make sure that the community comes out, because we want to give them their voice in this whole process. Thank you so much for the opportunity just to come and share this with you. And if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to take them.
So I just want to point some things out, because a lot of stuff was said, and for the people at home, the foundation aid increase is only 1%, where
Yes.
normally you get 2, right? So
Yes, sir.
cut that in half from the state. On top of that, you're allowed to more than double what you're raising the taxes and still be under the levy.
Yes.
So you've not only went to the limit, you've cut that number in half from what you could do. So I mean, you couldn't be any more fiscally responsible
Thank you, Mr.
in a
Johnson.
budget like that. And again, your school district is the reason you live where you live, right? Your kids are the most important thing there is, and their education falls, on the school district. So you definitely want to support a budget that's like this, because it's going to give everything that's still there, lose nothing, and, keep your taxes very reasonable and everything. If anybody that has a house or a home or any kind of business knows today, the expenses are way higher than they were a few years ago. So to operate without a big increase, I think is commendable. And I just want to say great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to open this to the floor for 3 minutes of public comment. Yep, Mr. Carr.
Hi, Ralph Carr, 167 Live Oak Road. One, I'm sorry Frank's not here because I wanted to tell him thank you for going to a second board meeting, public meeting per month and doing your voting in public. I think it's great. It encourages, I think, people to get more involved, to know more what's going on. I can't tell you over the years that I've heard things like these budget resolutions, and I wanted to ask questions, so I thank you. So my question is, regarding the parkland, and I'm sorry, I left my copy of the resolution, the parkland fees. I know 50,000 is going to just like a bridge loan.
Go to the general fund.
Well, what about the amount, is that being expensed to the parkland fee that goes to the Harold Card property? Is that an expense to the parkland? I wasn't sure how that worked.
I believe that's actually a loan that's going to be paid back.
Okay, because and I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me because there were different transactions in the resolution that seemed to go back and forth, 4 different ones. And one that I was just curious about was the appropriated fund balance. And I didn't know how that had anything to do with whether it's a loan or an expense. But that's my question. I'm glad I can ask it. I'd appreciate if someone give me an answer. If you don't have it now, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Think, Ralph, that there is, it's a loan. Right? I don't know if it's, I spoke to Steve. Yeah, I don't know if it's legal to do that way. We're not supposed to spend parkland money on anything other than capital projects in the park, like when we buy playground equipment, monuments for the Memorial Park, that type of thing. So my question would be, and it's a loan. So it's gonna go back. But at the same time, I don't think it's legal to do it that way.
I can,
Please.
Please defer.
yeah, so here, it is legal. The parkland money is not like it's not a protected fund in the sense that some other like certain highway funds, for instance, can't be touched like by law. Once they can be moved around in highway, but they can't be taken out of highway without going through some hoops. It is going to be repaid. There is a signed contract with DASNY so that money is essentially guaranteed. Now, I would not substitute my judgment for yours on whether you feel like that is a wise thing to do, or whether you want to do it, but you can do it. So that's.
And is this predicated on a grant?
Yeah, there's already a grant that's
Already
been
awarded.
awarded, and there's a contract that's been signed by the town and the state. And my understanding also is, first of all, my understanding is that Michelle ran this by the comptroller's office. And I think I've been advised that this parkland fund is actually a line item in the general fund. So it's not like it's being moved from some legally protected sacrosanct set of funds. But again, I don't, whether you think that's a prudent thing to do is up to the board. I mean, that's why it's on for a vote.
I don't mind the actual. You know, borrowing from this fund balance to take care of this. We do that all the time with grant money, right? You gotta spend it to get it, right?
Right, exactly.
I've always been under the impression that that line is protected. You know, kind of like water and sewer, right? You can't take from water and sewer and put it in fund balance, you know what I mean?
I know, I do.
General fund,
Yeah.
you know, so I don't know.
You know, and I think that in the 11 years sitting here, parkland fees are restricted fees for capital improvements to our parks. And in terms of capital improvement, it's something material. It can't be used for operating expenses. You can't buy grass seed, you can't buy mulch. And we've been through that before because we went over that and it wasn't able to be done. And again, it is a restricted fund, much like, you know, water and sewer can only cover water and sewer stuff. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, Joe. I'm just saying for 11 years, we haven't operated that way. So I'm not sure what's correct. I mean, in my mind, if I was told that by previous council for 11 years, you know, I think I'd want a little more homework before I voted on that, because I wouldn't be comfortable with it.
I mean, again, the board has to decide what it wants to do.
Yeah, I'm
And
just
I'll be
saying,
happy to,
I'm not,
yeah.
you know, it's always been a restricted fund, like you couldn't use it. We were trying to buy additional property along the Kill to make a park, right? And I asked the previous council, can we use parkland fees to cover the difference in cost? Because there was gonna be a change in what we originally agreed to. He said, absolutely not, it's not a park, can't be used for that. So I mean, maybe because this is a loan, maybe it's kind of a different thing, I don't know. But I'm just, you know, not really comfortable knowing without some more information, I guess. You know, because I just saw it today. Would have been nice if we talked about it at a work session a couple of times and we could have hashed this stuff out. It would be the first time we're in public bringing it up, but you know, be that as it may.
Can I? Since I finally get to talk. So I understand what you guys are saying about the, and I have less problem with the loan. You say it's legal. I have more of a concern about paying for the added expenses at the Howard Card property out of. I don't know why we would have to even lend $5,000 to, and the accounting that's described in the resolution. There are 4 different things. It's very hard to follow where it's coming, but when I see that appropriated fund balance is involved, it just makes me wonder, what's that? Why is that involved? If it's not involved in the 50,000, but it's involved in the 5,000. So I just think you should know what's happening there.
Before this goes any further, I'd like actually motion to have this tabled for further discussion.
I would second that.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Mr. Valentin.
Hello, gentlemen. Eric Valentine, I think you know who I am, Representative Drive. Just to just give you some institutional knowledge on this subject. So I was part of, if not the one that created that capital improvement line fund, because we were collecting funds from builders for developer and putting it just in general fund. That is a restricted fund. It was created as a restricted fund specifically for capital improvements to our parks. If you go across the country, I was always told, look at different municipalities, different towns and cities, look at their parks and you see where they spend their money, how they care for their towns. And that was the intent. The intent was to get this money and make sure that it's spent specifically for capital improvements to our parks, not to pay utility bills, not to pay for grants. I haven't seen the resolution and whether it's written that it's going to be paid, but technically, I think it's illegal to borrow money from a restricted fund with the intent of paying it back. As you said, or Steve said, you can't do that with the water and sewer fund. So that's the history behind that. It was created as a restricted fund. It was intended to specifically be used for capital improvements to our parks. We have quite a number of parks that always need improvement. And so, you know, we've stopped people from using it to buy trucks, to buy other things that are not considered capital improvements, but it's definitely not intended to be used for utility bills or for grants. So I would ask that you look for somewhere else to pay for those things. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Is there any other questions out there? On Zoom? This has been tabled, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence?
We do want.
At this point, Madam Clerk, could you please read the resolutions?
Your resolutions are brought to you tonight by MHS Class of 79 alumni. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Resolution of the Town Board of the Town of Wallkill authorizing the transfer of funds. Hereby resolved, the Town Board hereby authorizes and directs the Town Comptroller to transfer funds with respect to the 2026 town budget as follows. Yes, I believe it's from A 3820 State Aid Youth Programs, $10,000. A 2706 Grants from Local Government County Funds, $579. A 3120-41180 Police Junior Academy, $10,579, I'm sorry. A 3820 State Aid Youth Programs, $10,000. A 3120-41181 Youth Community Outreach, $10,000. A 3820 State Aid Youth Programs, $12,750. A 3120-41173 OCFS Youth Grant Expense, Youth Coalition, $10,000. These budget amendments are necessary to ensure sufficient funding for planned purchases and to facilitate reimbursements. May I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
There you go.
Thank
Second.
Moved and second.
Got it.
Mr. Coyne?
Yes.
Mr. Soler?
Yes.
Mr. Vanilla?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of the Town of Wallkill closing capital projects, HWH Washington Heights Water Tanks. Further resolved, the Town Comptroller is authorized and directed to liquidate the project amount due to the SWA fund by utilizing the project cash balance of $43,076.81 and reclassifying the remaining balance of $1,100,923.19 as a transfer in from the SWA fund. And further resolved, the Town Comptroller is authorized and directed to amend the project and the 2026 SWA fund budgets as necessary in accordance with the above. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Let's give a quick discussion on that. I don't know if you recall, but we used to fight this total trihalomethanes on haloacetic acids. Basically, they're disinfectant byproducts in our water. So anytime chlorine comes in contact with organics, it produces these byproducts. So Washington Heights is at a very far end of our district, and the tanks there had, like, if you would, like leaves or decomposing matter in them. So the purpose of this was to basically take them down, drain them, sandblast them, repair any rust, paint them, clean them up, and put it back together. And by doing that, it got rid of that problem. So the water became, it wasn't, they were never really high. I think it's like 80 ppb that you can have, or like 83 or something, but just over the number, which required a letter to go home to the residents to say that, this was in your water. So this was a fix that fixed that. So everybody did a great job. And this is just taking care of the finances. So I know it looks like $1 million, but you gotta have clean water. So that was the purpose of it.
Mr. Coyne?
Yes.
Mr. Soler?
Yes.
Mr. Vanilla?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of the Town Board of the Town of Wallkill creating the position of Deputy Commissioner of Public Works. Further resolved, the Town Board hereby requests from the Orange County Department of Human Resources Civil Service Division that the position of Deputy Commissioner of Public Works be classified as an exempt position subject to compliance with all applicable local, county, and state laws, rules, and regulations relating to the establishment of said position. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion real fast, I guess. It requires an explanation. We have a deputy commissioner. We don't have the title. And that's basically it. It's creating a title, making it all look good on paper, We created the position but didn't file with the county. So this does that, cleans it up. Life is good.
So all going a little further, this was actually a request from Orange County to have this done. So,
Well,
so yeah, let's go on.
Mr. Coyne,
yes,
Mr. Solano.
Yes,
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of Town of Wallkill promoting Raphael Carson to the position of mechanic in the Department of Public Works. Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Wallkill hereby promotes Raphael Carson to the position of mechanic at a salary of $38.75 per hour in accordance with the CSCA DPW union contract, effective as of May 18, 2026, provided all appropriate documentation is submitted and accepted by the Orange County Department of Human Resources Civil Service. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Gonna go ahead and explain this a little bit to people. This is a promotion for Mr. Carson to position mechanic to backfill retirement in the shop. So, RJ is currently working on the road and will move, not to impact our budget, as both positions are funded for the year.
Right, he's a longtime employee, a
Yeah.
great individual, hard worker. And this was his choice. There was two positions, two retirements in the mechanics side. So he would be leaving highway and going over there. So until the highway position is filled, they're still leaving an opening in the budget and plenty of money. They're both funded.
Mr. Coyne,
yes,
Mr. Solano,
yes,
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of Town of Wallkill promoting a person to the position of full-time account clerk at the Water Sewer Department. Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Wallkill hereby promotes Laura Peacock to the position of full-time account clerk to serve at $35 hours per week in said capacity in the Water Sewer Department at a salary of $24.25 per hour in accordance with the CSCA clerical union contract, effective as of May 26, 2026, provided that all appropriate documentation is submitted and accepted by the Orange County Department of Human Resources Civil Service. Have a motion?
So moved.
second,
Mr. Coyne,
yes,
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Solano,
yes,
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
And the next was the authorization of transfer of funds, over that is item has been be tabled.
Correct.
Can we just have a motion to table it?
Motion to table.
Second.
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution of Town Board of the Town of Wallkill for the promotional advancements for the Town of Wallkill Department of Public Works. Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Wallkill hereby makes the following promotional advancements in the Department of Public Works effective May 11, 2026. Daniel Roberts promoted to HEO1 Highway. Ryan Brenshauser promoted to HEO1 Highway. Jared Udinsky promoted to HEO1 Highway. Further resolved that the promotion is subject to the submission and acceptance of all appropriate documentation by the Orange County Department of Human Resources and effective upon such acceptance. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Coyne,
yes,
Mr. Solano,
yes,
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of Town Board of Wallkill appointing part-time seasonal employees for the Town of Wallkill Parks Department. Resolved, Town Board of Wallkill hereby appoints Alfred Mingione Jr. and Joseph Rusi to the positions of part-time seasonal employees in the Parks Department at a rate of $22.77 per hour, effective as of May 23, 26 through November 30, 2026, to perform no more than 910 hours of service to the town during said period, pending the approval of the Orange County Department of Personnel Civil Service Division. Your motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Coyne?
Yep.
Mr. Solano?
yes,
Mr. Vanilla?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution of Town of Wallkill closing various capital projects. Do you want me to read all of the closed projects we're closing?
Probably just
Just,
resolve.
yeah, the resolved portion.
I'm sorry?
The resolved portion.
Well, require reading. Maybe I'll
Or
just,
how about
I'll just
leave
the
it the
title, of-
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
title of the
Yeah,
project.
yeah,
Okay, so, resolve the town board hereby amends the following project budgets. Authorizes and directs the town comptroller to make necessary budgetary and accounting entries and closes the following capital projects. Project HB, the Bowser Road Bridge completed in May of 2007. Project HOB, wastewater treatment plant oxidation basin Basin Cleanout, and that was completed in August of 2017. HW Woodland Acres Waterline Connect, that was completed in November of 2017. HWB Wash Bay Project completed in 2020. And HHA Holmes Avenue I&I, and that project is no longer active. And the commissioner said she would love to have this money back. I'll just add that. My motion,
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Solea,
Yes.
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Lisa. Now to councilman comments. Mr. Coyne.
Yes, give me 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I need to
we can come back.
wrap my head around this real fast. Are we, so the money came in for those projects, right? And we're now moving that money into highway fund. Correct? Well, so that went into the wrong line,
According to the commissioner, this afternoon,
yeah,
these funds somehow made their way, I believe, into the general fund.
right,
And they now have to be returned to where they're supposed to. go.
correct,
Where they're supposed to.
all right, yeah, so.
Thank you.
It's a lot there, okay. Thank you. Let's see, I just got really 2 things. Sunday is a fundraiser down at the Circleville Firehouse. And I'm just pulling it up here, I wanna make sure I get the details correct. So between 11:30 AM and 2:30 PM, it's $20 per meal. It's takeout only. It's barbecue chicken, macaroni salad, potato, baked beans, roll and butter. You know, these guys, they put on these things every so often. Excellent food. And all the money is going toward family in great need at the moment. So the firehouse has stepped up like they always do to help out the community. I urge everybody to, you know, you can check it out on Facebook. It's on my page, also on the Circleville Firehouse's page. If you want to reserve tickets, to call, a few people are listed there. But please go out and support. The other thing would be May 25th, Memorial Day. Once again, I'll remind you that there'll be a ceremony at the Elks Club, thank you. 11 o'clock in the morning. It's actually combining the 2 American Legions, post 1181 and post 151, which is awesome because over the last number of years, it hasn't been that way. They've each had their own separate ones, and I think that they're starting to you know, merge a little bit and hold things together, which is fantastic in the way it should be. So again, and a big speaker, I haven't been given the okay to say it yet because it's not 100%, but there should be, they always have great speakers. But there should be a good speaker this year as well. Again, 11 AM at the Elks Club. Thank you.
Councilman Slater.
Thanks very much. Very much appreciate the opportunity also. Applaud the board for having a weekly public meeting, or at least twice a month now. So this past week had the opportunity to participate in the Touch a Truck, which I thought was a terrific event. Really appreciate all who participated, and especially all of our residents who came out in the rain. Really showed having a very good time in the community. Enjoyed very much the Mechanics-Town Fire Department annual awards. Enjoyed being with them, and I see great things among the camaraderie there. And please, yes, vote in favor of the school budget. Excellent presentation. Appreciate you. Can't even conceive of somebody voting against the school budget.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Debbie. First, I'd just like to say boat pickup, right? I've seen people already having stuff out, The first date does not start till the 17th. That's this Sunday for boards. So please don't put it out weeks before. I know people go through it, take some of the stuff, and then I get it, but the idea is to not make the town look, unpleasant. So please put it out the Sunday of your ward's pickup. So fourth ward is the 17th, that's this Sunday. Third ward is the 24th. The second ward is gonna be the 31st of May, and then June 7th is Ward 1. And I would just also like to echo the fact that both budgets, if you remember last week, we had Pine Bush here, now we had Middletown, did great budget presentations, and everybody is concerned about your taxes and stuff. And remember, it's your school budget that's the biggest portion of the taxes you pay. So please go out and vote. If you're unsure why you should vote a certain way, do your research and look. But remember, you're investing in your kids, which is our future. It's also the value of your home. It's based on the school district you live in. People really forget that. But if you have a great school district, the value of your house is also much higher, right? So, and for most people like myself, that's the biggest investment I'll ever make today is the home that I live in. So, keep that in mind. And again, kids are our future. Hopefully they'll change the world for the better. Memorial Day, also let me just say, right? So it's obviously Tuesday, the 19th. And Pine Bush, there are two districts. There's Circleville for everybody on this side. And on the other side in Pine Bush, it's at the high school. So Circleville Elementary School and high school. Where do you guys vote?
We are at the Board of Education offices. We are at Presidential Park
Okay.
Elementary School.
So Presidential Park Elementary and the Board of Ed, that's where the people can vote. Okay, and that's from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. like Pine Bush.
Yeah, we have that slide too.
Yeah.
That should.
There's a third site also, so.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there so it makes it convenient. Please go out and vote, super important. That's the most democratic thing you can do is vote. And Memorial Day, I would just like to say, everybody thinks that it's the start of summer, which is great, and I understand that and so forth, but remember, there's people that gave the ultimate sacrifice, so we have the freedoms to do what we do, and that's the day to remember them and thank them. It's not like Veterans Day where you say thank you to a vet, it's for the people that never came home. So when you're at your barbecue or something, look around and imagine some of those people aren't there because, they went and fought for your country and never made it back, like, and an uncle, brother, a cousin, sister. It's pretty powerful if you look at it that way. So remember why we're doing that. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. My comments, Ward 3. To go back a little bit in time, I will go ahead and say, I'll be short and sweet. Golf is open, play golf, helps to be out in nature. People who ride motorcycles, keep an eye out. Make sure you look both ways in your car. And just everybody try and stay healthy and safe. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point,
Last year this time in this room, we celebrated the 100th birthday of Beatrice Van Pelt. It was a surprise. She was excited. Everybody was excited. And this past Tuesday, she was 101. And she sat on her front porch from about 7:30 in the morning, almost till dawn, welcoming friends and neighbors. The fire department came by. I sent her purple roses because she loves purple. And that lady is just unbelievable. If you saw a photograph of her, you would guess, maybe she's 80. Up until probably 6 or 8 months ago, she lived independently, and she now has someone who comes and stays with her, so she's not alone at night, but she still does get up every day, makes her own coffee and her own breakfast, so I think she might get to see this, so Dee, affectionately known as Grandma, I think pretty much everybody in the town of Wallkill loves you, and 101, that's crazy, and Mr. Johnson, that's very sad. And I don't really have much else. We'd like to welcome Ally, Georgette, and Mary to the town hall. Those are 3 new people, who some are filling positions, some are a new position. And they are getting a little comfortable, I think. First few days is always rough, but they're getting comfortable. We had 2 birthdays this week. Luz, who is here with us tonight, Frank's assistant, Her birthday was yesterday, and she's not telling anyone how old she is. There was a very large cake. There was a very large cake that the supervisor actually was here and cut the cake. So it was a special day. And Russ, who a lot of people know Russ as the former owner of the Shortstop, which is a legendary deli. And Russ is now our courier a couple days a week. And tomorrow's his birthday, so we'd like to wish him happy birthday. And that's all I have.
Thank you. I'd like to open up the floor for 3 minutes for anybody has any questions relating to anything with the town. Anybody on Zoom? At this point, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.